It's safe to say Cyberpunk 2077 had some minor bugs. But since 2020, there's still a few bugs to be seen.
Be a net hero. If you suspect any rogue AI activity, call the Netwatch hotline immediately.
Oh no! Ghost car. Okay, never mind.
You let that blind goat on the road.
Oh. But outside of the bugs that I have come across, mind you, none have been game-breaking. And to be honest, every time I see one, it makes me love the game even more. And obviously, it's not just the bugs that I love, but the game itself is actually really enjoyable. In fact, one of the biggest things that I enjoy about this game is the scenery. You know, one could say it's breathtaking.
This shitty joke was filmed in front of a live studio audience. Nobody laughed, so we had to add it in post.
Okay, but seriously, the game looks really good, especially at night. I don't know what it is about futuristic cityscapes, but ever since I first saw Tron Legacy, I've absolutely loved them. I can confidently say that they're some of my most favorable locations to see in media, and Cyberpunk has been able to pull it off really well. I mean, the game is supposed to be designed around it, so that if they couldn't, then it would be a problem. Another thing that I've been loving about Cyberpunk is all the quests and little Easter eggs they've been throwing at me. The main reason I haven't completed the game yet is because every time someone like Pan Am or Carrie calls, I redirect myself to their quest and completely forget about the main quest I was previously going to. Words are just hard. In fact, outside of the hero's side quest, I would consider the quest Human Nature to be my actual first, and it has stuck with me since my first playthrough. It involves the taxicab AI Delamain asking for your help in collecting their missing cabs. As you progress and collect, you start to learn that these cabs weren't really stolen, but are fragments of the AI's psyche that have decided to go off on their own paths, whether that be due to fear, disagreement, and many other reasons. The ones that stuck with me, however, were the suicidal one.
Have you come to finish me off?
No, just here to reset you.
Guess I'll have to do it myself then.
Whoa, easy.
The garbage one.
Hello, V.
Know my name. How?
When you meet a being from another world, should you not charm them and utter their true name?
You didn't answer my question.
Comprehension is a triple-edged sword. I may have been cut off from my father, but I remember you.
So, I'm from another world to you.
From the world of matter, protein-based life forms.
And you come from...
Beyond the Black Wall, V. There lies my home.
Come on, let's get you back to Delamain.
Did Father dispatch you to collect his rebellious children?
Hope y'all don't hold it against me.
I'm a free spirit, an independent, literally thoughtful being. Why would I submit to another?
What is it you seek in this protein-based world, away from your family?
The same as you, V. I simply wish to live.
Maybe you ought to figure it out with Del. Set some terms.
Oh yes, terms there will be. but not with Delamain. Farewell, V. You'd be wise to avoid me entirely.
And fucking GLaDOS.
Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it?
On a scale from 1 to 6, I'd say I'm sitting at a strong 6.
I guess we both know what's going to happen next.
Delamain misses you. I'm here to shut you down.
Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper.
Really appreciate it if you didn't make this difficult.
I have a surprise waiting for you after this next test. Telling you would spoil the surprise, so I'll just give you a hint. I'm going to kill you, and all the cake is gone.
Speaking of which, fuck GLaDOS. I had to reset so many times before eventually cheesing their little game fight, or as they call it, their test, just to progress and help the original Delamain. But the quest didn't end after you collected all the missing calves. No. In fact, the final Delamain quest, Don't Lose Your Mind, has you head over to the Delamain headquarters and choose whether to kill Delamain, save Delamain, or reset Delamain. And for me, I'd have to live with the knowledge that I killed Delamain. I wasn't a smart enough man. But it's not just quests like that are around Night City. You also have quests taking out cyber psychos, either lethal or non-lethally, quests involving game locations, or Kako missions. I say that rather than describe them because I haven't done them yet. In fact, they could easily just be another cyber psycho thing. And missions as mundane as street fighting a guy for cash. I kicked all of their asses and definitely didn't reset. Definitely. No resetting here. Although small and practically expected types of quests to fill a game this large and open world, especially nowadays to avoid having it feel dead and have a reason for the players to walk around said world, I still very much enjoy them. And because of this, it has given me a reason to go drive around and experience Night City and all the little scenarios that I probably wouldn't have experienced had I just fast traveled to the main quest that I was heading to. And, I know I'm saying and a lot, but and, had there not been any side quests and just an open world, I'd have probably played this game like GTA 5. Drive to quest, do quest, finish quest, drive to next quest, repeat until finish. Yet that game was still felt extremely long. Basically, the game has succeeded in making the world feel alive, and has given a reason for exploration and replayability, which is less than Rockstar can say about Red Dead Online. There's a reason the servers are almost dead on that game, and it isn't because it doesn't have flying cars. Game is dead. Another thing I've taken a keen eye in noticing with Cyberpunk is Another thing I have taken a keen eye in noticing with Cyberpunk, beep boop beep boop beep bop bop, maybe I'm a robot, oh no. Another thing I've taken a keen eye in noticing with Cyberpunk are how the controls feel. Although driving feels hard at times, feeling more like I'm controlling a horse than a car due to the steering feeling stiff, causing more vehicular crashes than I'd like to admit, the gunplay feels fast and fluid. It makes me happy when I get into gunfights because I can clean house. Whenever I'm shooting a gun in the game, it feels like it's an extension to my hand. There's no delay between where I'm moving my mouse and where my gun aims. And melee is really fun to participate in, and is actually one of my main ways of combat. Similar to aiming a gun in game, blocking, punching, or using a melee weapon is fast and doesn't feel like I have the body of a heavyweight and more of a lightweight quickly moving around a ring during a boxing match. Speaking of movement, you have the chance to feel fast and agile, especially in a gunfight, due to the addition of sliding, which has the possibility of slowing down time if you get the perk, and has saved my life more times than I can count. I feel like I'm playing Modern Warfare while running around, and due to the fact that you can almost vault over everything, you have the chance to find yourself in locations and areas you wouldn't normally be able to get to in games like Call of Duty, which makes planning for how you're going to go about missions more personal, original, fun, and open to how you want to play the game. But don't forget, we can't always be a Terran commando who solves everything by shooting up every room you walk into. I mean, you can, but that doesn't help me transition into stealth. It's one of the ways you can play this game. And for me, I certainly love sneaking around areas filled with enemies only to skip them altogether and progress through the story. It might not look as entertaining to some, but I enjoy the feeling of not needing to fight an entire army every time I walk into a room. And besides, if I do run into anyone, they'll have to have a chat with Sir John Fallostiff, my right-hand man, and memory holder of one of the most scarring moments in my playthrough. This was the room where it happened, where I found him. But yeah, stealth is really fun, and doing it along with net running and all the stuff that comes with it feels really cool, and reminds me of playing games like Splinter Cell Retribution and especially Dishonored. Okay, in this section I'm going to be talking about the story. I'm not going to get too deep into it, let alone really talk about the story, specifically like the more important bits, but still, if you haven't played it already, which I highly recommend, obviously, is what this video is about, I guess skip this section if you want. I'll probably have time, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, here we go on. So basically, all I'm gonna say is that it's really good. And surprisingly short. I mean, it's about 10 or so hours, so the average length of a video game story, but it doesn't feel like that at all. In fact, as of making this video, I found out that I was on the final mission, when I thought that was miles and miles away from me. And before you get the wrong idea that I was just desperate to get to the end, that is not the case. In fact, at least to me, the story feeling as short as it did was a good thing. I look at it the same way I look at movies. If I'm not questioning how long I have left, and it feels like it's going by faster than it actually is, then whatever I'm watching or playing was well written and immersive enough to drown out the time and generally is a great experience overall. But anyway, thank you for watching this video where I ramble on about a game I like. I'd recommend you go buy it yourself if you haven't already and play the game. It's playable now. I mean, probably not for Xbox One or PS4. I don't know about that. I don't want to look at that. That's like a Chernobyl waiting to happen. But anyway, thank you for watching. And until my next video, I'll see you guys. When I see you guys. Play Cyberpunk.
Take care of you.